it's always going to be a wonderful dance in the pale blue moonlight, which I did not dance with the devil, okay? So, tell that to the first movie by Tim Burton. So, it's time that we go punch crime in the face. This is Arkham Twin Days. Hi there, viewers. I am Leo Wolverine, your commentator and founding member of Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. So I'm going to describe now with the movies. Alright, get ready. So it's time that I'm going to tell you the story of the 1989 movie called Batman, starring Michael Keaton and Kim Basinger, who plays as Vicky Vale, and all that sort of work. So, once upon a time, it was a dark night. Anyways, sorry, I can't tell with the puns. It's my humor sense. Okay, get used to it. And so for that, it was a nighttime. So it was night, of course, and then you see a couple of thugs right on across the alley by saying they're asking for some money or something, or sort of milk money. So they say, hey, you got any money? Hey, yo, where you going? I just want money. And just, yeah, the parents, along with the child, kind of left immediately, tried to cross the alley to try to get out of it. Of course, it was not very smart, because it also points out close to an Easter egg that Bruce Wayne's parents were killed somewhere on that same alley. Who knows? I'm guessing it might have been Crime Alley for some reason. And I am wearing the 1989 movie Batman skin, equipping with the 1970s Batmobile, along with the bat symbol. Of course, the bat symbol, from what I saw, did not look like that symbol on the chest. It looked like the symbol from what I saw on the Batmobile from right there. Especially the same thing goes on BTAS, Batman the Animated Series. And so, the two thugs actually robbed the parents and actually knocked out the dad out cold. Of course, the wife screams, and the two thugs finally got what they wanted. And so, they finally got themselves rich. So, they're going to enjoy themselves for a little pick-me-up money. But one thug says, you should have done that. I've heard tales about this Bat character. He says, there is no such thing as the Bat. But you should have done it. I mean, you should have sealed that in front of the kid's eyes. I mean, I know you were going to regret this for some sort of reason, but he says, dude, shut up. I mean, that's the thug, not me, okay? That's what the thug said back in the movie. 1989 movie Batman, okay? I'm sorry. So, yes. And, oh yeah. And, of course, a certain thing is, out of nowhere, that this spooky-like figure out of the shadows comes out of nowhere from the top of the buildings, on one of the top of the buildings. And then one of the thugs actually looked at him and said, oh my, look behind you, dude. I see, like, yeah, I'm not going to say, but I say, dude, that looks like, oh my. And then they're freaking out, and one of them pulls out the gun and starts shooting this giant man who's dressed up like a bat. So they thought he shot him cold, and he is dead on the floor. But instead, he got right back up. He is practically invincible for not dying on the floor, even by getting gunshot bullets. The Bat cannot be dead. So, the Bat is not dead. Oh, yes. And so he took out one of the one of these two thugs, and oh yes, and I'm never gonna forget the line from what they said, because usually that line will last for a lifetime. And you know, Michael Keaton is supposed to say, "I am the night," and he said that many, many times. So I'm pretty sure he said that. But during on its final take, however, then Michael Keaton, usually saying that many times, and he holds this thug right in front of his hands. He says, "What do you want me, man? Don't kill me, man. Don't kill me. I didn't know. Please. I'm just desperate." And Batman says, "I'm not gonna kill you. I want you to tell your friends all about me." And Batman says, "Who are you?" And oh yes, and Batman, and of course he says, "I'm Batman." Oh, yeah, and Michael Keaton kind of actually loses it on the set, because he actually thinks it's pretty funny, of course. For some reason, Tim Burton actually kind of kept the line by saying, from the words of Michael Keaton saying, "I'm Batman." So yeah, that actually works. It has now become a meme, and it goes out through all Batman movies for generations to come. With the word slogan saying, "I'm Batman." So yeah, pretty cool. I do like the words of what happens. Of course, even though that Tim Burton kind of doesn't know much about superhero movies, or he doesn't know about Batman, he actually never read... Sorry, went down the wrong tube. He never actually read about the comics of Batman, or don't know who Batman is, which he admits, I tell you. And so he actually admits it, because, oh my. And so for that matter, he had to go on. Of course, usually the character, Bruce Wayne was holding some kind of an eventful party or some sort. Of course, Harvey Dent is in that movie, thanks to this actor that oh my gosh, who plays as Lando Calrissian. Oh my gosh, yeah, Billy D. Williams. That's right. So yeah, Billy D. Williams. He's a great actor who knows how to do his best, of course. And usually that's where Billy D. Williams portrays himself as Harvey Dent. Of course, there are many other versions of Harvey Dent, you know, like Tommy Lee Jones, and not to mention Aaron Eckhart, which he is a great voice, which he's a great actor. I'll give you that. It's just absolutely incredible. It is just absolutely amazing to see how things work. So he plays as Harvey Dent, who is, I'm guessing, he's not the mayor, but more like a district attorney. I thought he was the mayor, to be honest, when I thought he is, but he is not. He is the district attorney, okay? So, my bad, because I usually think I watched that movie Batman back in my childhood, which absolutely works. So into that moral of the story, he kind of, okay, there's this young lady who wants to say, Hi there. Do you know where I can find Bruce? Can you know where I can find Bruce Wayne? He says, "Oh, I've never seen him." But of course, he was kind of. I don't know what he was trying to do. I'm guessing he likes to play an April Fool's joke on Vicky Vale. Of course, he might have heard about her. Of course, and then there's this other character named Knox. You know, a guy who has a brown coat with a tie and a suit was kind of a little bit smelly, even though he likes to eat some food. Yeah, that guy was short stuff. Knox. So yes, he was kind of he's sort of the field reporter, or so it seems. You know, Knox. So anyways, and oh yeah. And Vicky Vale kind of wanted to go venturing around the mansion, as same thing goes for Knox, and you're not gonna believe how that Bruce Wayne says about Vicky Vale. So Vicky Vale was kind of actually looking at the paintings, and she says that is an interesting painting. But of course. Oh my. That is just fun. It is just absolutely amazing when he kind of played an April Fool's joke. Of course, Batman, of course, Bruce Wayne, not Batman, of course he is Batman, but he's not going to say, "I'm Batman" in front of Vicky Vale and Knox. So he decided to play it safe, if you want to know. So he will do that. And guess what? He just said, Vicky Vale said, "Are you sure you are him?" And Bruce Wayne says, "Yes, I am him this time." So I don't know. That was kind of fun. And so he actually has hidden cameras all over the mansion, as far as it goes. So yeah, a lot of cameras to go around around the hidden mansion, if you want to know. So pretty interesting. If you happen to see me, why am I not crying, man? You see me crying? No. Then get used to it, because I am going to cry out loud, even if it means wailing. Yes, I'm wailing. So he goes out fighting, punching crime in the face, as always, because he usually, however, and then there's this other cutscene whose name is Jack Napier, also known as the Joker, but he's not the Joker just yet. But of course, he's highly intelligent, and he's preferably unstable as a mobster. Okay, of course, you know, he works with the mob. Of course, I can't remember this guy's name, but he works with him. Of course, Jack always likes to bring out his lucky deck. So his lucky deck is where he has to take his chances and makes mistakes, but he also likes to get messy. Of course, I'm not him, if you want to know. Thanks to Joker's blood, which is no longer in my system anymore, which I am finally free. And guess what? For the second time. Yes, of course, the second time. And so, for that matter, the Batman, of course, Jack always wanted to do something fun for the sport, I suppose. He wants to, he always liked to play this pretty close to the chest. So he always wants to hang out with the woman he loves. And of course, she is not, of course, she will be along for the ride, of course, till he finds out what happened to Jack Napier, which also is portrayed by, the actor Jack Nicholson, which Warner Brothers gave him a huge amount of money for a contract. He says, I'm playing as the Joker. I can do whatever I want. So they giving me the part to the Joker, and I'm gonna do what the Joker does, and I'm gonna just go with the flow, yo. Worst Jack Nicholson impersonator ever I am. It's just not worth it. And so, yes. And, of course, oh my. Of course, he has to, his main boss, I can't remember what his name is. Of course, which is, even though it may come to me, which will come back to haunt me, but I promise you that. And so, for that, oh my. He wants Jack to go to the Ace Chemical Factory, along with some mob henchmen. I don't know why he works with a mob. Of course, usually he kind of had a bad day, perhaps, but I don't know why for certain. I know usually that Joker was dropped into a chemical bath back in Ace Chemicals, even though he was not wearing the fishbowl, because that would have been part of of his persona is, Red Hood, not the Red Hood who carries guns, okay, as the first Robin. A Red Hood who's kind of wears like the fishbowl, which kind of smelled like garlic. And so he has to goes without the fishbowl, even though it was not said about in the comics. Yes, and Tom Kane was actually on the set, if you want to know. I'm not saying he wasn't, he is, okay? So I'm right. It's only a matter of time when I say I could be wrong. So I could have been wrong before. And, of course, well, you just know what happens next. Is that there was this kind of saying about his boss saying we're gonna call it industrial espionage. And so, however, trying to destroy the files, which kinda sort of worked, but it didn't. So he kinda sent Jack to his personal death by getting rid of him and keep the woman that he loves. All because for a woman. So yeah, a woman! And that is how, Commissioner James Gordon, or Jim Gordon, was in the party or the gala. And he said, and one of the uppers says, you're not going to believe this. Jack is actually there in Ace Chemicals. And Jim says, oh my gosh, if we capture him, we might be able to capture one of their top men of their crime lords. Like something about that. Okay. I'm trying to learn what I know so far by knowledge. Remember when I say what I know so far by knowledge. So for that matter, let's move on. Okay, I see your point. So yes. And so they went out of the party, went to Ace Chemicals. Of course, you know what happens to Lieutenant Eckhart. Was working with the GCPD because I don't know why he was kind of like the He was sort of like Detective Bullock and Officer Brandon, of course. Kind of into the mix. So yeah. And so he oh yeah, and you know what happens to Eckhart? He is absolutely the dead, getting shot by the Joker by Jack Napier. He's not the Joker yet, but he will be soon. So he got shot by the Joker. He got shot by Jack Napier. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, why do I keep saying that? Because I'm not Batman, but I would have. So, of course, he has these bulletproof gauntlets that can deflect any bullet shots. Of course, Jack kind of got hit with some glass in the face that he shot with the bullets and then it was not so reassuring that it really actually hurts. And then Batman actually tries to save the Joker, tries to get a good grip. I don't know why did he let go all of a sudden, because to me, the Batman does not kill. He also tries to give criminals not to do it again, even though he's like the Bat Parent of all Gotham. Okay, he is the Bat Parent. He is a 6'3" giant bat who scares people and does raise a performance of his own heroic vigilante ways without the killing, even though that the Batman does not kill. The movies of Batman will count, but not the BTAS. And especially most of the Arkham games. So, yeah, I think I get that point. So, the Jack was lost into the vast of chemicals, went down the drain into like a toilet, and then this hand comes out in white, which is absolutely interesting to see how that Jack survived the chemical bath that he got into. And so, for that matter, he went to the surgeon or some type of surgeon to tell him. Of course, the surgeon did everything he could to repair his face. Of course, Jack was sad and angry, but he's actually happy at the same time. And you hear this kooky laughter by the Joker, because that is the Joker. And so, for that matter, he returned back to his boss, who was supposed to say, why don't you go to Ace Chemicals and try to sabotage the whole place and tell them it was industrial espionage. But it wasn't. It was all a setup because for a woman! Wow. And so he got even. He actually shot the main man, who is now the dead. Yeah, he's no longer alive if you want to know, so boo-hoo. And so for that matter, he wants to give Gotham a new face as the Prince of Crime. So he wants to become the Prince of Crime! Water! Oh my, why just water am I doing? Yay, I made it. So, he has to come up with these specific ideas. So, like I said, he is highly intelligent, predictably unstable, and he knows chemistry a lot. Chemistry, chemicals, chemistry, what into the mixture of mix master of like makeup and somewhat and so on and so forth. And yeah, like chemistry. Alright? And he was kind of a chemist, and he does committed his first crime, of course, Yeah, he did. And you know, things do go from bad to worse. Even though he had a bad day, it does not stop Jack as the Joker. And usually he's going to give Gotham a new name that somehow comes up with these specialty ideas. And I do believe we are going to stop here about part 1 of the movie of 1989 movie of The Batman. And so, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me what do you guys think of Batman of the 1989 movie. I will continue to pick up from where I left off. And don't you worry. So, this is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always as your sensational Super Saiyan and your sensational Spider-Man who takes chances, makes mistakes, and get messy in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. And mash that like button if you guys like Arkham Twin Days about some of the Batman storyline in the movies of some lore and some other stuff. So for anyways, this is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always, Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. See you next time for more of Arkham Twin Days.